Syndicate. Any regret for promoting a glass half full attitude in regards with 343 over the years, and they've repaid you by bottling the launch? Hi, Twisting. Thank you for the 7 months. And a dying population? I mean, it's not like 343 owes me anything. I feel like people view this as transactional. They're like, you gave positive feedback about the game and you're rewarded with your optimism by like the game not being perfect yet. Like, I still like the game. Obviously it's not ideal. There's a lot to be done still. But season 2, I mean, I've seen the reflection in my stream numbers. It's improved. It'll definitely die down before season 3 because it's a 6-month wait, but eventually they'll get in the rhythm. I'm enjoying the game. It's not that serious. So no, I don't have regrets for being like, hey, I'm enjoying myself. Why would I regret that? The 343 give you the season 2 battle pass for free. So I am a pilot, so I got season 1 for free. And then every season from now on is basically free if you pay for it, so. I feel like I'm not like overly optimistic or anything. I just kind of say my opinion. And then there's always at least 1 or 2 people on Twitter that are like, you're getting paid, I can tell. I'm like, I'm not getting paid. I'm just not. Didn't UberNick get free flights and accommodation though? Seems like a little bit of a conflict of interest. How is that a conflict of interest? A company invites you to come pilot their game, and instead of being like, hey, I want you to do this, but you have to pay for your flight and lodging. That's pretty standard practice. When I fly for travel, for business, or if I was with an org and they wanted me to come do content with them, they would pay for my flight and lodging. I'm not benefiting from that. They asked me for a favor. They pay for you to come out. That's like common practice. That's not compensation. That's like not putting you out for helping them. They pay you to come out. No, they're not paying you to come out, dude. They pay for you to come out. Okay, if my company is like, hey, I'd like you to come to a meeting in this state, so I'm gonna pay for your flight so that you don't have to pay for it out of your own pocket. I'm not getting money from that. I'm just not being put out money to travel. That's not compensation. They pay for you to come out. That's just not inconveniencing the person you're asking for help. Again, common practice. You're not gaining anything from that financially.
Luckily, we were allowed to actually stay in Seattle because everything was paid for, so we just had a fun time in Seattle. I'll put a couple photos on the screen from that trip that we can finally share. I even went axe throwing, which was an absolute blast.
My name is UberNick. Not meant to be here in Seattle.
If they're like, hey, I'll fly you out, pay for your hotel, and give you like a $600 stipend, that's like, all right, the stipend maybe if you don't use it all for food. But like, if you travel for business or for like any kind of favor or help, your lodging, travel, and food should be covered. You shouldn't pay for anything. Unless you're being sent out by like a shitty little company that like wants you to be put out. Go to bed. Do you think it is acceptable that 343 took 6 years to make Halo Infinite when Bungie made all 2-3 ODST reach in less time in only 5 years and 10 months? I think you're failing to recognize that you can't compare a game like Halo 1, 2, and 3 that came out, I'm terrible at the years, 2001, 2000, whatever, 1990s, to a game coming out in 2022 built on an entirely new engine that's graphics are incredibly more complicated, that's AI is incredibly more complicated and meant for a lot more players on multiple consoles from different generations. So yeah. If you're passionate about it though, I mean, look into game development and find the answers for yourself. See if it's really complicated. Is it not a new engine? Splitgate engine? Even if it's a modified engine, it's still different. Have you ever been using like a program and they suddenly get a like 0.2 software update and the whole UI changes? SJ has. SJ gets very confused when that happens. My question is, and listen, I get it. Especially if you're a content creator or a pro that depends on this game for any kind of income like I do. I get the frustration 100%, and I also am disappointed by 6-month seasons and by desync and the lack of variety when it first came out and the lack of customizations. Like, trust me, I have my gripes. But my question for you and anyone else who is like sitting here coming into Halo streams being like, but don't you hate them? Don't you hate them for it not being good immediately? If you don't like it, go play something else. It's a video game. It's meant to be fun. Stop trying to look for things to make you unhappy. It's kind of weird. I just don't get how this apathy among content creators seems to be, yeah, 343 suck and all their games suck, but who cares? When have I ever said, hey, 343 sucks and all their game sucks? I loved Halo 3. I loved Reach. MCC's fucking great. It's still getting updates. I spent so much time on MCC. Halo 5, I hated the campaign, but I love the multiplayer. Halo 4, at first, wasn't a fan of the multiplayer, but the campaign was cracked. And then on MCC, I love the multiplayer. The games have been great. They haven't been perfect in every aspect, but they've been pretty good. Infinite, solid core. I love the gameplay. Campaign, cracked. Season 2 so far, I honestly, for whatever reason, haven't been having many issues with like gun jamming and whatnot, but I've been enjoying myself, so I don't know what you mean. I am talking positive about it because I like it. If I have a complaint, I'll say it, but currently my biggest complaint is, oh my god, there's two. The armor cores and lack of customization freedom. I would complain that we don't have Forge yet, but they've already said that they're working on it and it's coming, so like, what more do you want? You gonna bitch the whole time until it gets here? Like, I don't have that kind of time and energy. Sorry if that sounds harsh, but I would love to have Forge, but I would rather them do it right than put it out at launch and it be shitty and unfinished. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe I'm less critical because I'm not a full-time content creator. I don't depend on Halo for income. I have definitely felt it. Oh my god. You know, because I used to make a lot more money off of Twitch than I do now. So like, I've definitely felt that absence, but I don't depend on that money like full-time like other content creators do. So maybe I'm able to be more carefree and optimistic about it. You know, like if I was full-time and I was so niche that I was only Halo and I couldn't do any other type of video, then yeah, I'd probably be more bothered, but I think Season 2's been good. Oh, fug. Yeah, right? Why would changing studios help? At this point, it would get so scattered. You're in trouble.
Why?
Did you know that you got paid by 343?
Did I?
Yeah.
How much?
Well, they paid for your flight.
Oh, why did someone say something?
Yeah.
What did they say?
They were like, didn't UberNick like get flown out and like they paid for his housing? I'm like, I don't think that's payment.
Space Station flew me out to Utah and they paid for my hotel, so...
What are you, a space station shill?
I guess I'm a shill for Space Station, yeah.
By the way, I'm not trying to like shit on anyone who is genuinely curious why I've been positive about the game, but if you're gonna come in here and like just keep throwing accusatory questions at me like, oh, why didn't you do this? Didn't 343 do this? Weren't you involved in this? Like, relax, Sherlock. It's not a fucking mystery. I was a pilot. I got like a free season 1 for it. And I like the game. That's about it. I don't know, dude. Just like, Nick even had some guy like months ago when the game first came out being like, the authorities are gonna be contacting you. You're gonna get arrested for getting paid for like falsely advertising. I'm like, can you relax? Do you even know what you're saying? Yeah, you remember him? He even came into my streams like ages later and was like, your boyfriend's gonna get deported. I was like, he doesn't even live here. Like, what? The FBI's coming for him. Like, Must be nice to have that much imagination left over from childhood. Again, I'm not a full-time content person, but I noticed it especially like Twitch and YouTube, I guess. I don't know what else there is. People don't seem to mind as much on TikTok or like Instagram or whatever. But like, people seem to like, at least they used to, get so pressed about streamers or YouTubers doing sponsorships and like sponsored segments. Or like making money, like they were like angry at them for making money, and it's like you watch the content, you know, like they do it full time. Do you just want them to do it full time and not have any money? Like, how else are they gonna do it full time? How else are they gonna make the content that you like? Someone was like, didn't 343 give you season 2 or like season 1? Like, sue me.